pleasant day to everyone, especially to our Prof. Ed 3E instructor, Mr. Datumama K. Dima, LPT, sir. So in this video presentation, we will be having a new topic to discuss and to learn, and that is about project-based learning and multimedia, maximizing the use of OPH and chalkboard. But before that, let me first introduce myself. By the way, I am Wafa Siusman from BEd 1B, the first reporter of this discussion, and I will discuss the introduction, objectives, and the first topic of this module. So, to formally start our discussion, let me introduce to you my co-reporters of Module 8 and their assigned topics. To discuss the dimension of project-based multimedia learning project, regarding this module, we have here Nabila Basir. And for the question, why use project-based multimedia learning, we have Naima Kauring to answer it. And for the discussion of maximizing the use of OPH and chalkboard, we have Nuraisa Rasid, Saada Abilino, Siti Farisha Wahab, and Mamatos Usman. And for the last discussion and ending remarks of this video presentation, we have Aina Kaluko. And once again, good day, and let's start this discussion.
Introduction. After hearing that we need to make use of a combination of learning resources or media to make our teaching concrete as we can, so abstractions will be clear and meaningful. Let us learn a method of learning that utilizes multimedia and projected-based learning. So, it is all about learning to apply or the use of multimedia and projected-based learning to our teaching learning today. So, objectives. At the end of the module, students or us should be able to: Number 1, explains the elements of projected-based multimedia learning. Number 2, point out the disadvantage of project-based multimedia learning. Number 3, demonstrate how to use the overhead projector and the chalkboard efficiently and effectively. And number 4, be familiar with the use of the OPH, prepare transparencies. So, later on, malalaman natin kung ano ba yung tinutukoy na projected-based multimedia, overhead projector, chalkboard, at kung ano yung OPH at kung saan at paano to ginagamit. So, now let's proceed to the discussion. A class that effectively employs projected-based multimedia learning is highly animated and actively engaged. So, tinutukoy dito ng isang classroom na gumagamit ng projected-based multimedia or yung mga makabagong way of teaching learning. For example, is yung mga visual aids, projector, and different application to learn, ay mas active yung mga students or pupils na matuto or yung mga classroom nila ay mas buhay na buhay dahil dito. Mas lively at na-enjoy ng mga bata yung pagtuturo ng isang teacher. However, using different multimedia should not be tolerated kasi nga it has a effect whether negative and positive. So, we should know the following. So, number 1, project-based learning is not a new educational method. So, it is only a support for teaching learning. So, support para mas matuto yung mga estudyante or tayo ng mga kaalaman at skills na magagamit natin sa buhay or real world. So, for example, film a documentary and business. So, kaalaman sa business na kung saan magagamit natin if ever na may plano tayong mag-business in the future. So, number 2, the use of multimedia is a dynamic new form of communication. So, yung multimedia na ating ginagamit araw-araw, which is the different application and website, ay ang bagong way natin ng communication ngayon. So, through this, mas naging madali para sa atin na mag-communicate sa mga taong malalapit sa atin, friends, and also student and teachers na nasa malayo dahil sa tulong ng internet at yung different website and application na tinatawag na multimedia. So, number 3, the emerging of project-based learning and multimedia represents an extraordinary teaching strategy that we call project-based multimedia learning. So, ibig sabihin, ang pagkakaroon ng project-based learning at multimedia ay nagre-result or nagpapakita ng isang teaching strategies na kung saan mas effective at mas reliable. At ito ay tinatawag na project-based multimedia learning. And number 4, guidelines for implementing and developing your own units based on this strategy. So, guidelines or steps. So, importante ito kung mag-implement at gagawa tayo ng sarili nating ways or own unit na patungkol sa project-based multimedia learning strategies. So, what is project-based multimedia learning? So, before we proceed to the definition of project-based multimedia learning, let's define first the multimedia. So, multimedia is a representation of information in an attractive and interactive manner with the use of combination of text, audio, video, graphics, and animation. So, for example is yung different website and application na ginagamit natin sa araw-araw. Like, for example, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Google Meet, and etc. So, through multimedia, mas nag-increase yung effectivity ng learning ng mga bata at mas nagiging productive sila kaysa sa traditional learning method na more on reading and teaching lang. So, wala masyadong supporting materials like visual aids and television or the use of applications. And now, let's define what is project-based multimedia learning. So, it is a method of teaching in which students acquire new knowledge and skills in the course of designing, planning, and producing a multimedia product. So, ibig sabihin, ito ay way of teaching na kung saan ang mga students or tayo ay natututo ng mga bagong kaalaman and skills sa pagdidesign, paggawa ng mga plano halimbawa sa isang proyekto at research, and also paggawa ng mga school-related at multimedia product. So, ibig sabihin ng multimedia product, it involves videos, graphics, and audios, and also pictures. So, matututunan natin dito sa skills na to yung paggawa ng videos, vlogs, and audiovisual presentation, and also applications. So, by applying project-based multimedia learning, we as a future teachers will promote and develop the following. So first, planning and organizing skills. Next, research and technical skills. Next, synthesis and analysis of complex content and data. Next, how to present information in compiling ways. And lastly, an understanding of how academic subject matter applies to the real world. So that's all for my assigned topic, and the discussion will be continued by the next reporter.
Good day everyone, especially to you, sir. So by the way, I'm Nabila Rasid Basar. So my report is dimension of project-based multimedia learning project. So the first one is core curriculum, English language, art, math, and science. Because students to learn materials faster or effectively, it helps critical and abstractly about information. Additionally, communication during class. So the second is real world connection. Students are more engaged and interested in a subject if it is clear the information they are learning is relevant to the world around them. So extend time frame. Ito yung isang project or lesson na hindi agad siya pwedeng one day lang, hindi pwedeng pag one shot or time. Para mabuo yung project or para matapos, it take time para matapos. So example ay ang thesis, di ba hindi yan siya pwedeng pang one day lang. So student decision making always. As a student, we have an opinion, pero sa case na to kailangan equal ang estudyante at teachers para makagawa ng content to their final product, as well as the process for reproducing them. So collaboration, ito yung nakikiisa ang bawat estudyante or may unity para mapadali ang ginagawa, in terms of collaboration. So example ay ang grupo ang estudyante. So assessment, ito na yung mini-measure mo yung kakayahan ng bata kung saan siya mahina at matalino. As a teachers, bibigyan mo siya ng project to measure them or masukat ang kakayahan. So may tatlo tayong roles in the project-based multimedia content. So the first one is activities for developing project. Ito yung activity na alam mo na pero kailangan mo pa i-develop. So the second is activities for improving the media product. Ito naman yung kailangan mong improve ang media product. So the third is activities for completing and disseminating evidence of learning. So dito naman tayo sa multimedia. In our generation today, we all know the words multimedia. Ito yung ginagawa natin to make a video or presentation.
I am Naima M. Kauring, the third reporter. So my topic is about why use project-based multimedia learning. So project-based multimedia learning can add value to your teaching, and it is powerful motivator. So why use project-based multimedia learning? Project-based multimedia learning is important to number 1, identifying, organizing, planning, and allocating time, money, materials, and workers. Number 2, negotiating, exercising leadership, working with diversity, teaching others new skills, serving clients and customers, and participating as a team member. Then number 3, selecting technology, applying technology to a task, and maintaining and troubleshooting technology. So that the skill that the student can acquire using project-based learning and multimedia. Teaching the new basic skills, Richard Monem and Franco Levy 1996 describe the 3 sets of skills that the students need to be competitive for today's job. So, number 1 is hard skills. Example is math, reading, and problem solving mastered at a higher level than previously expected of high school graduates. And pangalawa is soft skills. For example, the ability to work in a group and to make effective oral and written presentations. And then last is the ability to use personal computer to carry out routine tasks. For example, word processing, data management, and creating multimedia presentation. So project-based multimedia learning does not only involve use of multimedia for learning. The students end up with the multimedia products to show what they learn. So they are not only learners of academic content. They are at the same time authors of multimedia products at the end of the learning process. The goal and objectives of a project are based on the core curriculum as laid down in the curricular standards and are made crystal clear to students at the beginning of the project.
I am Noraisa P. Rasid. My assigned topic is all about maximizing the use of the OP-Aids and the checkboard. Introduction. New technology introduced terms like multimedia, hypermedia, etc. But let us admit that the technology divided real. Many schools, especially the remote areas, especially those who have not been reached by electricity for one reason or other, do not have a computer. Ang tinatawag natin na maximizing the use of the OPTH and the checkboard ay ito yung mga bagong teknolohiya. Mga bagong teknolohiya na may ginagamit ngayong katulad ng mga multimedia, hypermedia at iba pa. The chalkboard, except in extremely different classroom, every classroom has a chalkboard. In fact, a school many have no computer, radio, TV, etc. But it will always have a chalkboard. So why not make optimum as of what we have the chalkboard? The following practices of dedicated professional teacher many help us in the effective as of the chalkboard. Yan yung ang pitsara ay maliban sa mga silid-aralan na lubhang pinagkaitan. Bawat silid-aralan ay may pitsara. Sa katunayan, ang isang paaralan ay maaring walang computer, radyo at iba pa. Ngunit ito'y palaging may pitsara, kaya bakit hindi gamitin ng husto ang mayroong tayong pitsara. Ang mga sumusunod na gawain ng mga delikadong mga profesional na mga guro na maaring makatulong sa atin sa mabisang paggamit ng pitsara. So, number 1 is write clearly and legibly on the board. Take note that there are children in the last row. Yan yung pagsulat ng mga malinaw at nababasa sa pitsara. Kaya dapat tandaan may mga bata sa huling hanay. Second, it helps if you have a hard copy of your chalkboard diagram or outline. That help you to visual the diagram or outline you like to appear on the chalkboard. That clean diagram and organized outline most match what you do on the chalkboard. Ito ay makakatulong kung meron kang hard copy ng iyong diagram o outline sa pitsara. Makakatulong din ito iyon sa iyo na mailarawan ang diagram o outline na gusto mong makita sa pitsara. Pangatlo naman ay don't crowd your notes on the board by overloading your board work. Your student may fail to see the key ideas. They might not see the trees because of the forest. Dapat huwag natin isiksik ang iyong mga tala sa pitsara sa pagsisikip ng iyong gawain sa sa board ay maaring hindi makita ng iyong mga estudyante ang mga pangunahing idea. Pang-apat naman ay make use of colored chalk to highlights give points color. Will also make your board work more appealing. I witnessed one good teacher who had no other visual aid except herself, the chalkboard and her colors chalk. Yan naman ay gumagamit ng may mga kulay na chalk upang i-highline. Ang kulay ng pangunahing punto ay gagawing mas kaakit-akit ang iyong mga board. Nasaksihan ko ang isang mga mabuting guro na walang ibang visual aid maliban sa kanyang sariling pitsara at sa kanyang mga kulay na chalk.
Hello to everyone. I am Saada M. Abilino from BE1B. So my topic is all about chalkboard technique. Here's are some more chalkboard technique from James W. Brown noong 1969. Chalkboard technique ay sharpen your chalk to give good line quality. So, dapat ihasa ang paggamit ng chalk para maging maganda ang linya nito. B. Stand with your elbow high, move along as you write. So, sa letter B naman ay dapat nakatayo-tayo na nakataas ang ating siko para gumalaw ito habang tayo'y nagsusulat. C. Use dots as aiming point. This keeps writing level. So, gumamit ng tuldok para sa punto ng pagpunterya para mapanatili ang antas ng pagsusulat. D. Make all writing or printing between 2 and 4 inches high for legibility. So, dito naman ay gawin lahat ng pagsusulat at dapat sa pagprint ay 2 or 4 kapulgada ang taas para madali ito mabasa ng mambabasa. A. When using color chalk, use soft chalk so that it can be erased easily. Kapag dito naman ay dapat gumamit tayo na kulay chalk at dapat ang gamitin ay yung malambot na chalk para madali ito ma-erase.
So, good day sir. My name is Siti Farisha Wahab and my topic was all about the overhead projector or OHP. So, there are other kinds of projector and slide projector. The overhead projector seems more available in school. It has a lot of advantages. So, the overhead projector created by Roger Apeldoorn. So, overhead projectors usually work with the transparency slides. There are usually letter-sized sheets of a transparent film that can be printed or marked on. Transparencies can be printed in a full color and allow both permanent and erasable markers, but they're relatively fixed. After all, you can unprint them in the middle of a presentation. Since the data projector present that gets sent to them, they have no limits on what you can project or how much you can change it. So, there have 9 sides of projector. Number 1, the projector itself is simple to operate. 2, the overload projector is used in the front of the room by the instructor. 3, facing his class and observing student reaction. 4, the projected image behind the instructor can be enlarged as necessary. 5, since the transparency as it is placed on the projector. 6, the stage of the projector is large, 10 by 10 inches. 7. It is especially easy for teachers to create their own material. And for the last 8, there is an increasing number of a high-quality commercial transparency. The example of an overhead projector is what a teacher uses to show their class on a larger version of a class assignment. A projector that projects an image over the heads of the viewers onto a screen in front of them. The standards in using the OHP. So number 1, make the text and illustration or pictures in your transparencies big enough. Number 2, play up your transparencies with color to attract attention and interest. Lahat naman tayo nakakagawa na ng slideshow. So, kapag gumagawa tayo, kailangan nating lagyan ng color to attract or design sa PPT natin para mas lalong ma-attract o mabigay attention sa mga estudyanteng nanonood dito. 3. Use a pointer to emphasize points on the acetate, not on the screen, so that back against the pupils or students. 4. Plan for a dramatic presentation. You may not expose the items all at the same time, especially if you are discussing a process step by step. 5. Plan your narration. And for the last, put off the projector for prolonged explanation of when it is not needed.
Good day everyone and good day sir. I'm Amatos Usman reporting Module 8 and many classes teaching and evaluation materials can be used with a large group. Test items written on slides can be project for the in-write class. Sa maraming klase maaaring gamitin ang mga materials sa pagsubok at pagsusuri kasama ng malaking pangkat na item sa pagsusulit na nakasulat sa mga slide ay maaaring i-project para sa buong klase. Ang pamamaraan progresibong pagsisiwalat na binanggit dati ay maaaring makamit sa pamagitan ng paglalagay ng isang sheet ng paper sa ibabaw ng transparency at paglipat nito pababa upang ilantad ang mga susunod na linya ng ori. Paglalagay ng mga guhit ng OPQ na papel sa mga sukat ng maskara upang masakop ang mga bahagi ng transparency. Larawan at pagkatapos ay ihimping ang mga strip pabalik upang ilantad ang mga larawan o paglalagay ng ibabaw ng transparency. Sa lahat ng kagamitan pang institusyon, ang pisara ay magagamit. Napatunayan mabisa ang OHP ng mga practitioner na gumagamit ng mga ito sa aming pagtuturo sa mga spell na visual at pangmatagalang pang-aaral para sa aming mga mag-aaral. So, yan lang po ang aking report. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aina Marandakan Kalakop, and today I am going to discuss about the OHP or overhead projector. So, overhead projector is indeed a very versatile equipment. Napaka-useful po nito. With your prepared transparencies, you can do so much in short time. Pag meron na tayong prepared transparencies, napakarami na nating pwedeng gawin with the help of OHP. You can save time when you present your lecture on transparencies instead of writing these notes or drawing naively on the chalkboard. So, maraming time yung masasave natin kesa magsusulat pa tayo sa board, magda-drawing, or magsusulat sa mga notes natin. With the photocopier, it is easy to prepare notes and transparencies. By the help of the photocopier, mas madali nating mape-prepare yung mga notes natin during our lecture sa transparencies. Kasi, kaysa naman doon sa pagsusulat sa chalkboard na nakaka-consume masyado ng oras at saka may pagka-boring din sometimes. Just photocopy your hard copy using a transparency. It is sometimes more reliable than LCD. So, ang kailangan lang natin gawin, ipotocopy natin yung hard copy natin gamit ang transparency. Tsaka, sometimes mas reliable din ang paggamit ng OHP kaysa sa LCD. I have attended several lectures where the lecturer and the audience get dismayed because the lecturer ends up presenting without visuals. So, before, meron na daw na-attendan yung sumulat ng book na to, ng mga lectures na kung saan nadi-disappoint or nadi-dismayed yung mga audience kasi yung lecturer, it ends up presenting without visuals. So, para kang nagtuturo para kang nagkukwento lang na wala kang visual aids na pinapakita. And so, pag ganun, mabubore talaga yung nakikinig at saka konti yung information na mapaprocess nila. Kasi ibang-iba talaga yung information na makakuha mo pag ginagamit mo yung tenga mo, pati na rin yung mata mo. It is either that they cannot open the hash drive or gadgets are not compatible. So, isa sa mga problema sa ganito is pag hindi natin ma-open yung hash drive natin or kulang tayo sa gadget or hindi compatible yung gadget na meron tayo doon sa projector and so on. So if you have your transparencies and there is a function in OHP available, that will be your saving factor and you can proceed with a visual presentation. So it will be a very, very good idea or napakalaki na ng saving factor nito pag meron tayong transparencies at saka merong OHP na available pag magpe-present tayo. So that's it. I hope you understand. And thank you for listening. Again, my name is Aina Marandakan Kalokop, and goodbye.